and bad food habits or bad lifestyle reduces individual's happiness and predispose to many diseases. Example, dyslipidemia, obesity or diabetes mellitus, hypertension and other clinical conditions such as infertility or cardiovascular diseases, etc. So we all know, or we can say, due to blind following of the Western culture or the culture which is not our, or the culture which is not suitable for our geographical or the atmospheric conditions, we are following blindly, and so our lifestyle get disturbed and we are suffering from lifestyle disorders. For example, we can say having cold food like ice creams or cold shakes in season of winter. Actually in winter it is so cold outside, so we should have to take warm food, but we are now just taking just for fun or just for experiencing thrilling, we are taking cold food in winter also. This is this is one example. This can be the example of the lifestyle disorder or defective lifestyle. Also in today's era everyone is under very much stress, and also everyone is in hurry and wants the fast outcome. So in hurry there is a always there is a worry, so that's why these will cause the worry, or this will cause the lifestyle disorder diseases. Lifestyle diseases are result of inappropriate relationship of people and their environment, which I have explained before, that environment, our geographical condition, this may be disturbed or this may be inappropriate in the in our behavioral. So now this is our responsibility, that we are Ayurvedacharyas or we are lifestyle consultant. We should be lifestyle daily routine lifestyle consultant, and we should teach them or we should tell them what our Shastra or what the science, Ayurveda science tells us. So regarding Ayurveda, Ayurveda has mainly two objects, that is swasthasya swastharakshanam, aturasya vyadhi parimokshah. That is, it is the responsible, it is the object which take care of healthy persons and also the diseased person. Ayurveda is a system for complete well-being of an individual. Ayurveda has worldwide now, so everyone knows the importance of Ayurveda. So we have to propagate the Ayurveda in reference to the lifestyle management or good lifestyle habits. For this, in Ayurveda classical text, Dinacharya, Rutucharya, Sadvritta Palan, all these things are explained by our Acharyas. Just we have to focus them and tell them all the people to follow. Now regarding the Ayurveda, we can think by both ways, by preventive way, by curative ways. For preventive aspect in the Ayurveda, we should think of, which I have told before, Dinacharya, Rutucharya or Sadvritta Palan or Rasayan Sevan or Achar Rasayan, and these daily routine or daily regimen or Dinacharya, this can be followed with regulated diet, sleep and Brahmacharya. That is, in Ayurveda there are three pillars, or the Sharira is consisting of three pillars, or Sharir stands on, our human body stands on three pillars like Dosha, Dhatu, Mala. Three doshas, Sapta Dhatavas, three malas. And for these pillars to be stand very firm, we should follow three Upastambhas or three supporting pillars, or we should take help of three supporting pillars. Which are these? These are Ahara, Nidra and Brahmacharya. So, to maintain the three doshas, Saptadhatus and three malas in balanced condition, which will help us to regulate our lifestyle, or which will help us to maintain good lifestyle and protect us from lifestyle disorder diseases. These are the Sadvritta Palanas, and these are which will get supported with these three Upastambhas. So let's talk with first Ahara, that is diet. What is diet? Diet is that what we eat or what we drink is the diet. What gives us diet? Diet gives us existence, energy, color, complexion, oja, that is immunity, and it will help us to grow constantly or unhampered growth, or providing energy, or to be a well-being. So proper functioning of all our indriyas, ahara should be also good, or ahara should be also taken to be in consideration, because improper diet is the major cause of all the illnesses according to Ayurveda. So according to Ayurveda, how should be our diet? As our body is made up of Pancha Mahabhutas, that is Pancha Mahabhautik constitution of our body, our diet should be also Panchabhautik, Pancha Mahabhautik. Aapa, Teja, Vayu, Agni, Akash, these are the Pancha Mahabhutas. The diet should include these types of Pancha Mahabhutas. So our diet should be Panchabhautik. Also our diet should include the 6 rasas, that is 6 tastes. Which are these? Sweet, sour, salty, hot, bitter and astringent. All these 6 rasas should be included in our daily diet, daily regimen, daily ahar. Then also our diet can be categorized in 2 types, that is heavy to digest called Guru, and easy or light to digest called Laghu. So in consideration of our ahara, we can think of ahara vidhi visheshayatana, or ahara rules and regulations of ahara or diet. What may be that? Firstly, the nature or the basic properties of the food. We know everyone is having different prakruti or different health pattern. So there is the difference of food properties for each and everyone, but it should be regulating our or maintaining our 3 doshas. So according to Prakruti, diet should be that Prakruti type. Then combination of 2 food materials. We should think about the incompatibility during these food combination. So we should not eat incompatible food, as like in we should not take milk with salt, or we should not take fishes with milk. So this can be the incompatible diet. So incompatibility of the diet or of the ahara should be also taken in the consideration. Then samskara. What is samskara? The processes which we are doing, that is boiling or cooking or roasting, these are the samskaras for the food. We should taken in consideration that samskara should be proper or should be good. For example, we should not heat curd. This is the incompatible samskara. So curd should not be heated. So samskara or the processes which we are carrying to preserve or to cook the food should be proper. Then quantity of food which we will take. This is the most important. It is decided according to our digestive capacity or Agni or digestive fire. If the Agni is weak, one should take food only once or should take food in less quantity. Or if the person is having Tikshnagni, then he should eat time by time or in slot by slot manner. Food taken once should be digested completely and properly. Then and then also we have to take next food, that it can be called as a matravat ashniyat. Considering in Trividha Kukshi Adhyaya, Acharya Charaka has explained very well ki how the quantity of food should be there for person to person. Considering four parts of the stomach, one should take food such that two parts of the stomach get filled by the food, one part to be filled with the water or the liquid, and one part should kept free for the vayu or to gas to move here and there and to help the digestion. So considering four parts, two parts should be of food, one part should be for liquid or water, and one part kept free for the vayu. Then one should take the food which will not disturb the equilibrium of doshas and dhatus, and which should be get digested or metabolized in proper timing. This is the quantitative food. So quantity of food should be taken in the consideration. Then the time, on which time we are going to take our food. When doshas go their own respective places, or when doshas are in their normal condition, when the digestive fire is at its higher range, then it will be taken, or it will be the proper timing for food taking. So our body will digest it easily. So timing of the food should be taken in the consideration. Then the order in which one can take the food. In Ayurveda, different acharyas has explained what should eat first and what should eat last. Some acharyas explain according to rasapana. Acharyas explain madhura rasa should be at last of your diet, or some acharyas explain madhura rasa may be or should be in the first time. So the order in which we take food is also taken in the consideration. This is all about diet, or this is all about ahara, which is the one supporting pillar of our sharira. Then next one is nidra. After ahara, nidra is also essential to maintain our life in good balance. So nidra means sleep. Sleep or the rest which we take is the second pillar of the, or second supporting pillar of the Ayurveda. Tamas gun is responsible for making us sleep, and the tamas gun get dominated at night. So the sleeping at night is the good habit, or is the proper time to sleep. When our body gets tired, we feel pain, and when our mind gets tired, we feel sleepy. So yada tu manasi klante karmatmanam klamanvita is the proper timing of the sleeping or the nidra. So Ayurveda also says that when body tired but the mind is not, then that's what we, when we dream, or perhaps that is maybe the reason why we don't dream every night, because at every night there is no possibility that our body and mind also get tired. So when our mind is fresh but our body get tired, so we can see the dreams. While the tamas gun makes us sleep, the sattva gun makes us waking up. Then what are the benefits of good sleeping, or proper timing sleeping, or what are the benefits of nidra? It gives us wellness, nourishment, strength, potency, knowledge, and it will enhance our life. So taking proper nidra or taking proper timing sleep is also essential to maintain our lifestyle. So as we are discussing about the lifestyle disorders, I have explained firstly how we should maintain our lifestyle in proper way or in proper manner. So firstly we have seen about ahara, that is diet. Next we have seen about nidra or sleep, how it is beneficial and how it help us to maintain our lifestyle in a proper condition, or how we should maintain our tridosha saptadhatus in a well maintained condition. If we cannot sleep or if we don't sleep properly, what will happen? It will cause illness, it will cause emaciation, that is karsha, it will cause weakness, that is abala, it will cause ignorance or ajana, or it will also lead to impotency also. So proper sleep is very much important. What will happen according on the doshas? Lack of sleep leads to an increase in vata dosha in the body. It could also lead to yawning, aches in various body parts, loss of concentration, or digestive problems also. So properly sleeping habits or proper timing sleeping is also essential for the good lifestyle maintenance. Then third upastamba is brahmacharya. It refers to the state of life when any living being refrains from excessive sensuality. This state does not mean a complete sexual abstinence, but to indulge sex such a way so as not to have any adverse effect on health. It is one of the